Greetings, everybody. You may not want to watch this because you're not going to see much. You're going to have to listen to me. I'm going to be reading from the Rizzoli book. Every page in this is fantastic, but there's a story here. It's called Thank You, God of Advertising. And if you know the book, it's the one right next to that, because it's about this. So settle back. I'm going to read that. And it's really, really good, so I think you should listen. Even if right now you're about to design a damn banner ad, you should listen to this. Thank you, God of Advertising. There is a God of advertising, even if he or she is a hideous, erratic, undependable God. There is a God of advertising. That is what the full-time copywriter and part-time motorcyclist is thinking this morning. 12 months ago, he wasn't so sure. That was the morning he found out Chiat did not get the one account he really wanted to work on, the Yamaha account. See, he thought the pitch went great. He thought the work they showed Yamaha was some of the best he and his partner had ever done. It was built around a strategy of which he had been a very vocal supporter. We race, you win. The idea was to convince cyclists that if Yamaha could build a bike that satisfied professionals, they could build a bike that would satisfy the average street rider. At first, Yamaha was skeptical about the strategy. All motorcycle companies had racing teams, but no mention of racing had ever been used in motorcycle advertising before. They felt that since people don't race motorcycles, people would see the ads and say, well, I don't race. I don't care about that. I don't need a motorcycle like that. Then Chiat related the whole premise to tennis rackets. That if Mr. Smith sees a tennis racket and thinks it's going to make him play a better game, even though he's not a professional, he will purchase the racket that the professional is using. The same strategy that works so successfully for tennis could also be applied to the motorcycle business. That's because I know who the tennis-playing person speaking there was. By the end of the meeting, it seemed that Yamaha had really bought into the whole idea. The copywriter rode home that night thinking they had won the account. He didn't even mind that his boss had made him go out and buy a goddamn suit for the presentation, although he did try to get reimbursed for it, listing it on an expense report as wardrobe. But 2 weeks later, the Yamaha account went to another agency. And Chiat lost what everyone recognized as its big chance to rebound from Honda. Because remember, they lost Honda before this. I love this book. I love this agency. I really do. I love all the people. In the following months, the copywriter did a lot of second guessing, even on the Sundays when he would go riding up to the Rock Store, this old liquor store made out of stone in the Santa Monica Mountains where motorcycle riders hung out on weekends. He couldn't stop thinking about it. He'd be riding up Mulholland for an hour, enjoying the scenery, and then he'd come around that last bend and see the flash of solid chrome, a couple of 100 bikes lined up near the old stone store, where bikers everywhere drinking beer and laughing, and it would remind him of Yamaha. If the work had been better, if the strategy had been better, on and on and on until he didn't want to look at another motorcycle. Are you with me? Are you feeling this? Tell me you're feeling this right now. All that, however, was before this morning, when the fickle God of advertising reared up and made a true believer out of him. That was before Yamaha called Chiat and asked if the agency would be interested in re-pitching the account. All Yamaha wants now is a capabilities presentation to show them how Chiat would run their business. Over the next week, the copywriter and his partner develop a booklet entitled Why You Should Hire Chiat and Why Not. I have that. They go down to Yamaha with Jay and 2 account executives and make the presentation. Yamaha thanks them, and the group returns to the office. 2 hours later, Jay's phone rings. Not only would Yamaha like to award their account to Chiat, they would like to know if Chiat would go ahead and start producing most of the advertising that they first showed to Yamaha in their pitch last year. For Chiat, it is the beginning of a new era courtesy of Yamaha. For the copywriter, It is total vindication, courtesy of the God of advertising. I clapped these leaves together in a powerful way to seal the moment I want to teach you. Whoever you are, in advertising, marketing, branding, consulting, whatever you do that makes you you, whatever your work is, keep doing it. Make it the very best you possibly can. And trust, just like playing the lottery. If you play, you might win. If you don't play, you'll never win. The chances are infinitesimally small, but someone has to win. Why not you? In advertising, when you pitch a piece of business, you're trying to get a job somewhere, same thing. Keep doing what you're doing. The right person will find you. Certainly, make it better. Make it a little bit more ballsy, whatever you have to do. But this is just another one of these stories that good people and great work, and sometimes even great people and great work, eventually will win through. And you can too. I didn't say you will, I say you can. Have some standards would probably be a good idea. Trust the God of advertising is cruel, capricious, unfeeling as she may be.